Check test. Check test. Check test.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Help us with a tradition. It's nice whenever we can come together for services that we come together as a community. So find those who you're sitting near who you may or may not know and introduce yourself to them and wish them a good Shabbos. And let's come together as a community. So Shabbat Shalom.
משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל.
We call upon Meredith and Jack Seller to kindle the Shabbos candles and to bless the Shabbos wine as we begin our... Yes, come up. Like you're like the holding pen there. Like, do I move now? Sorry. As we begin our service on page 16 of our prayer books, as we prepare to light the Shabbos candles.
Let us welcome Shabbat with light and with love.
May
May we bring Shabbat into our hearts,
into our souls, and into our homes. May the glow of these candles light our way in the world.
May we never feel lost or alone with our people by our side.
May the glow of these tapers bring a spirit of renewal to our lives.
May we see our world with eyes that are wise.
May the flames that we kindle inspire us with the warmth of our people and the faith they cherished.
As we bless these candles, so may we be blessed by their light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who has commanded us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. May we be blessed with the joy of Shabbat. May we be blessed with the holiness of Shabbat. May we be blessed with the warmth of Shabbat. May we be blessed with Shabbat peace.
Amen.
Shabbat is to teach us that life can be filled with holiness and happiness only if we take the time to experience what the world has to offer. As we praise God for the sweetness of wine, so too do we express our appreciation for the sweetness of life, for all of the blessings that life has to offer, for home, health, love, work, friendship, and especially for the chance to appreciate the gifts we have been blessed with. Do we raise the cup that has symbolized the fruit of the vine and the joy of the Shabbat? Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Berei Puri Hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei Peri Hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotov v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom techilo למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך ביאהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
The 13th year of a young woman's life, she has the privilege and responsibility to read from Torah for the first time and teach her congregation from that which she has read. More than just reading Torah and Haftarah, we ask our students to lead us in worship on Shabbat. So more than just reading Torah on this night and being a part of our community, they know they belong. They're part of a much larger and greater community. So on this Shabbos, they're honored to call to the Bima to become Bat Mitzvah Daphne Elise Miller. Daphne is the daughter of Chad Miller and Meredith and Jack Seller, the sister of Sophie Miller and Olivia and Alexis Seller, the granddaughter of Michael Ledger and Vicki and Gary Miller, Martha Sachs, Dan Smith, and the late Barbara Ledger Smith. And so we call Daphne to our Bima now to lead us in our worship on this Shabbos evening.
Baruch, we turn to page 20 and rise for the call to worship. Yes.
Yeah, those are helping. That's a good thing.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach. Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam va'ed. Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due, now and forever.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach sha'arim, uvit vuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, sader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kir tzono. Praised are you, our God, ruler of the world, who brings about the evening star. Your wisdom makes the dawn appear. You differentiate the times and seasons of our lives. The stars follow their courses as a sign of a divine creative force in the universe. Borei Yom Valayla, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, V'Choshech Mipnei Or, Uma'avir Yom Umevi Laila, Umavdil Bein Yom Uvein Laila, Adonai Tsevaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimoch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. You have created the day and night, even though you cause the day to disappear and you bring on the night. You have developed a separation and distinction one from the other. We call you ruler of the universe, but you are a living God. May you create understanding among us so that we might never take nature for granted. Praised are you, our Creator, who causes night to fall. As we recite the watchword of our faith, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha, uvchol nafshecha, uvchol me'odecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, ansher anuchi mitzavcha, hayom al levavecha, ve'shinantam levanecha, ve'dibarta bam b'shivtecha, bevetecha, uvlechtecha, vaderech, Uvshoch becha, uvku mecha, ukshartam laot al yedecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uchtav tam al mezuzot beitecha, uvish arecha, lema'an tizkeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeti Etchem, Me'eretz Mitzrayim Li Yot Lachem, Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. You shall love the Eternal, your God, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be a symbol before your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of my mitzvah and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I, the Eternal and your God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I, the Eternal, am your God. These eternal words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path.
Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart.
In all times and places, our God has been a part of our lives.
Our faith has been our rock and our help.
We witnessed God's wonders when we went free from Egypt.
When slavery's chains were broken,
we witnessed it. May those who have the faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind. O God, in
whom we have all hope,
we glorify your name now as our people have praised you throughout history.
Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha neder b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefene, nora tehilot osefene, malchutecha ra'u v'anecha, bokei ayam lifnei Moshe, zeili anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed.
We turn to page 25 and rise for the Amidah. We pray silently as our prayer book reads or as our hearts may prompt.
Adonai tzuri, Adonai tzuri, vegoali,
Adonai sefetai tifta ufia gitehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'Koneh HaKol, Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, U'Mevi Gula Livnei Vneihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav leHoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel hayim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umkayem emunato, lishenei afar, michal mocha ba'al gevurot, umidzo melach, melech mimit, umchaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, baruch ata Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. Baruch ata Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, and your name is holy, and we sing your praises every day. Praised are you, the holy God. Please be seated.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'homitenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'homitenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu Sukkot shlomecha L'chaim u'shalom me'ata v'ad olam me'ata v'ad olam Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'homitenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'homitenu malkeinu l'chaim.
Let us lie down in peace, O God, and permit us to wake up in the security of knowing that we are safe and loved. Be a shield around us and keep enemies, disease, violence, homelessness, and hunger far away from those we love. Keep us safe in the shadow of your wings, for you are our protector. You show compassion and mercy when you permit us the experience of seeing the shelter of your peace. Give to your people, Israel, and the world a time of peace.
V'shomeru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי בנה ויילה
As Israel has preserved the Sabbath, so the Sabbath has preserved Israel. It is an everlasting covenant between God and the children of Israel. It is a reminder of creation, for in 6 days God created the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day God sanctified all life with rest.
Shalom Rab al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rab al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech Edom lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Bless the eternal God, the source of peace.
Ya ba bam bam bam. Ya ba bam bam bam. Ya ba bam 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 bam. Ya dai di di dai. Ya dai di di dai. Yay, die, diddy, die, yay, die, die, die. Yay, die, diddy, die, yay, die, diddy, die, die. Yay, die, diddy, die, 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 yay, die, 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 die. Yay, die, diddy, die. Yay, die, diddy, die. Yay, die, diddy, die. Yay, die, die.
This day is Shabbat. One day we have in the midst of our hectic week to take a little more time for ourselves. One day we have in the midst of our hectic lives, take a little more time for ourselves as well. Enough at least to trust a little more, so much that we can close our prayer books for a moment and put them away, releasing ourselves of a printed word. and enough and trust as well to relax. To maybe even close our eyes to begin to look within. Yes, to close our eyes, and if by chance we fall asleep, well, we do so under rabbinic supervision. And to take a deep breath and to relax. To breathe in God's gift to each and every one of us, and to breathe out our gift to this world. It's Shabbat, a moment in time we can take the time to focus on the blessings that fill our days. To put aside the challenges, the worries, the concerns, and to recognize that which is good in the midst of our lives and our world. So often it seems that fear overtakes us, suspends us, upholds us. But what about if we just notice the good? The simplest of things that can be good in our life, from the very air we breathe to that which we experience in our world. The feeling of the air upon our face as we walk outside on a cool spring evening. Or maybe even the radiance of the sun and the blueness of the sky. The sounds of a child, the touch of a friend. A memory of those who are no longer here, who are part of our world, a part of our being. So much that we have that's really there each and every day that blesses us, that touches us, that reminds us of values that we hold. So Shabbat's that gift to give ourselves a pause and to notice, to sense that blessing, that preciousness, that goodness that's there, that can be there each and every day. And in doing that, more than making this day Shabbat, we make our Shabbat just a little more kadosh. We make our Shabbat just a little more holy. Zahayom asa Adonai nagilav nismechavo. This is a day that God has made. Let us rejoice and let us be glad in it. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim achim gam yachad.
We continue our service with the reading of the Torah on page 31. As is our tradition, in honor of my bat mitzvah and in thanks for their love and their kindness, I call upon my mom, my dad, and my Papa Michael. It shall come to pass in the fullness of time that the mountain of the Eternal's house shall be established as the highest mountain and raised above the hills, and all nations shall flow to it. And many peoples shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Eternal, to the house of the God of Jacob. Then we may be taught the ways of our God and walk in the path of the Almighty.
Ein kamocha ba'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kama'asecha Malichutecha, malichut
Daphne, as your grandfather gives you this talus and places it on you, we say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kashem v'zatav v'tzivanu, hitatef v'tzitzit. Blessed are you, God, ruler of the universe, who's given us commandments. Command us to wear a talus, the garment of our responsibility.
Daphne, we're so proud. I'm not going to cry. We're so proud of the beautiful, smart, kind young woman you've become. And we love you very much.
Our God and the God of our ancestors, as I stand before this ark, I represent the generations of my people who stood before you, who have lived and died by your law. Give me the wisdom to understand the words that shall be read from your Torah. Endow me with the sensitivity that can make this law a part of my life and the length of my days. May your word be a lamp unto our people's feet and a light unto our path, showing us the way to a reality that is true and a life that is righteous. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, our God is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagidula, Hagivura, Hativeret, Hanetzach Ahod. Ki chol v'shamayim u'va'aretz, Ki chol v'shamayim u'va'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlach, והמית נעשה לכל לראש. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו, תורה לעמו ישראל. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים.
Please be seated. Our Torah portion this Shabbat is Shmini from the book of Leviticus, chapter 11. Begin with the first verse there, which can be found. I have no idea which page it's on. Well, it's chapter 11. It doesn't say here in my notes. I'm sorry. So, and that's what our bat mitzvah will be, chanting. And You can follow along if you like. Chapter 11, verse 1, Leviticus. It's great. So, and we call for Daphne, our first Aliyah, Aaron Ledger and Sophia Miller, her uncle and sister, to join us in the bima and offer the blessing for the Torah. Ya'amdu Avram Nachman ben Moshe ben Miriam, Basia Shoshana Ron ben Miriam, Kayla Rishon.
Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai, notein ha'Torah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe v'el Aharon lemor alehem. Daberu el bnei Yisrael lemor zod hachaya asher tochelu mikol habehema asher al haaretz kol mafreset parsa v'shosat shesa perasot ma'alat gera babehema ota tochelu.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chagei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai,
Notein ha'Torah. Amen. We call upon our second Aliyah, cousins of our bat mitzvah, Robert Alpert and Stephen Alpert and Neil Alpert and Michelle Thayer. Ya'amdu, Reuven ben Tovia, Sholem ben Tovia, Nachman ben Tovia, Miriam bat Tovia, Shenit.
Amen. Ach et zeh lo tochelu mima ale hagera umima frise haparsa et hagamal kima ale gera hu ufarsa einenu mafris tamehu lachem ve'et hashafan kima ale gera hu ufarsa lo yafris tamehu lachem ve'et ha'arnevet kima alat gera hi ufarsa lo hi frisa tamea hi lachem.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, notein ha'Torah. Amen.
Call upon our third Aliyah, a family friend of our bat mitzvah, Steve Barnes. Amo Shmuel ben Ezra Shlishit.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamborach.
Baruch Adonai hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Boed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Arbanu Mikol Ha'amim V'Natan Lanu Et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah. Amen.
Amen. Ve'et hachazir ki mafris parsa hu v'shosa shesa parsa v'hu gera lo yigar tamehu lachem mi besaram lo tochelu uvnivlatam Lotika'u Timeim Heim Lachem Et Zeh Tochelu Mikol Asher B'mayim Kol Asher Lo Senapir V'kas Keset B'mayim Bayamim Uvanechalim Otam tochelu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah. Amen. Amen.
We call upon our final aliyah, our bat mitzvah, our maftir. Ta'amo, Daphne, Elisheva, bat Miriam, Kayla, Ravita, bat mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah.
Amen.
V'chol asher ein lo senapir v'kas keset bayamim uvanechalim mikol sheret hamayim umikol nefesh hachaya asher b'mayim sheket hem lachem v'sheket yehiyu lachem mi besaram lo tochelu v'et nivlatam teshaketu kol asher ein lo senapir v'kas keset b'mayim sheketu lachem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein haTorah. My Torah portion is about how you keep kosher. If an animal has true hooves but doesn't chew the cud, it isn't kosher. If the animal chews the cud but doesn't have the true hooves, it isn't kosher. If the animal has the true hooves and chews the cud, it is kosher. If the animal has fins and scales, it is kosher. I know, really exciting, right? What this portion means to me is it is important for some Jews to keep kosher. Most of the traditional Jews and Orthodox Jews do so. This relates to my life because I had to keep kosher at camp. It was interesting in doing so because it is a constant reminder that we're Jewish, even in what we can and can't eat. What it means to me to become a bat mitzvah is that I'm an adult according to our tradition. I feel lucky to be reading out of the Torah because not everyone gets to do this. Leading up to my bat mitzvah, I was able to help out Miss Julie with the kids in her kindergarten class at Sunday school. I also donated a lot of stuff. Even though it was stuff I wasn't using anymore, I realized someone could use it, especially all kids who might want them. When I was younger, I wouldn't have understood the impact this could make, and I'm glad I was able to do this. I now call upon my sister Sophia and my mom to hold and dress the Torah on this special day of my life. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah Uv Moshe Avdo, Uv Yisrael Amo, Uvin V'ei Ha'emet V'Tzedek. My Haftorah comes from 2 Samuel chapter 6. They brought in the ark of the Lord and set it up in its place inside the tent which David had pitched for it, and David sacrificed burnt offerings and offerings of well-being before the Lord. When David finished sacrificing the burnt offerings and the offerings of well-being, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord of hosts. And he distributed among all the people the entire multitude of Israel, man and woman alike, to each a loaf of bread, a cake made in a pan, and a raisin cake. Then all the people left for their homes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, hamdaber kayem, shekol devorav, emet v'tzedek. Al ha'torah, v'al ha'avodah, v'al hanvi'im, v'al yom ha'shabbat, Hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha v'limnucha lechavod ultifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach umbarchim otach yitbarach shimcha befi kol chai Tamid le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
About 10 months ago, in preparation for her bat mitzvah, Daphne met with Rabbi Mike, and one of the things that she was assigned to do was to choose the verses that were part of this week's Torah portion that she would read. And as she shared, she chose the laws of kashrut, about which animals were traditionally permitted and which ones were forbidden for us to consume. But that's the last part of this week's Torah portion. Leading up to it, there's some other chapters and some other stories that happen as well. One of the stories is about two guys named Nadav and Avihu, who didn't follow God's commandments and offered up a sacrifice, and because of that received a capital punishment. But just before that, there are laws of sacrifices. Sacrifices that were made in the temple and the tabernacle that happened 2,000 years ago and a little bit longer as well. And to me, that was one of the interesting parts of this, because for the last number of weeks, that's actually what we've been looking at, are the sacrifices that were being made in the temple. And this week, there are 3 different sacrifices that are described. The sacrifice for a sin offering, when you've made a mistake, a transgression against God, and therefore need to ask for forgiveness, was one of them. The second one was a sacrifice of elevation, the idea of connecting ourselves with God. And the third one this week was the sacrifice of peace. Now, for anybody who's studied Torah before, you know that when rabbis get a hold of these texts, we love to find different words, phrases, details within it that give meaning to our contemporary lives, not just our lives 2,000 years ago. And this week's Torah portion is no different. That we find something that's interesting in the first word of the first verse of this week's Torah portion. It says, Vayehi b'yom hashmini. It was on the 8th day that Moses summoned Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel to talk about the sacrifices. But our sages 2,000 years ago, they taught that first word, Vayehi, that any time it was used in the Torah, that often it was indicated that there is some sort of grief or trouble that was about to be associated with, that it was going to be shared in that narrative. And so naturally, after seeing that word, commentators for thousands of years have asked, what was the trouble here? What was about to happen? One of those commentators about 500 years ago was a guy by the name of Ovadia Sforno. And he said that he taught that up until this point, up until the Jews, the Hebrews, as we were wandering through the desert, took gold and made it into an idol, into the golden calf, that up until that point there was no need for a center of holiness. There's no need for the tabernacle, which was described in this week's Torah portion, is the place where those sacrifices would take place. That in fact, every single person was worthy of God's divine presence within them. Sforno was saying that God actually dwells inside of each of us, that each one of us has a spark of that divine image within us. What an awesome concept that he was teaching. Because seeing the divine in each other makes us look differently at the people around us. It reminds me of another story. There was once a monastery that was tucked away in the middle of a picturesque forest. For years, people would make a significant detour to seek out that monastery. The peaceful spirit of the place was healing for many people's souls. But in recent years, fewer and fewer people were making their way to the monastery. The monks had grown jealous of each other and petty in their relationships, and there was animosity that was felt by the people who came to visit. And so the abbot of the monastery was distressed by what was happening and poured out his heart to his good friend, the local rabbi of the community. Having heard the abbot's challenges, he asked if he could offer a suggestion. "Please do," he responded. "Anything you can offer would be of great help." The rabbi said that there was something very special at that monastery. That one of the monks was actually Elijah the prophet, the one who would foretell the coming of the Messianic age. The abbot was flabbergasted. One among his people was Elijah the prophet? Who could it be? He knew it wasn't him, but who? And so he raced back to the monastery and he started sharing the exciting news with his fellow monks. The monks grew silent as they looked into each other's faces. Was this one Elijah the prophet? Was that one? And from that day on, the mood in the monastery had changed. The monks began serving each other, looking out for opportunities they could assist one another, seeking healing and forgiveness when offenses had been given. As one traveler and then another found their way to the monastery, word soon spread about the remarkable spirit of peace in the place. And people once again began taking their journeys to the monastery and found themselves renewed and transformed. All because those monks knew that Elijah the prophet was amongst one of them. It's a great lesson. When we see greatness in the people around us, we start to treat them differently. Or when we believe that there is greatness within them, we also treat them in a different way. It's the lesson that Sforno was teaching about Daphne's Torah portion, that within each one of us here is a spark of the divine. And when we recognize that within ourselves and in the people around us, our world becomes an even greater place. Daphne, watching you grow up and prepare for today, we've seen that divine spark within you. In the way that you share your positive attitude with others, making the best of any situation, while also letting your caring, kind, and thoughtful personality shine through. May you continue to share that divine image that you have within, and may you help us see the divine within others. Amen. We continue with our prayers of Mishaberach L'cholim, our prayers of healing for the sick. As we take Torah and we walk around with it, we hope that just as it has given our people strength for thousands of years, that it continue to give us and our loved ones who are in need of that healing strength as well. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, v'imotenu Sar Rivka Leah v'Rachel, hu yivarech et acholim. Merciful God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness or anxiety. To Alyssa Ayudo, Stephen Averbuck, Susan Averbuck, Alyssa Bandoline, Batia Batbeshia Panina, Carol Binder, Eugene Blakeman, Joe Bussell, Pat Carey, Karen Kassman, Alexis Chadwick, Barry Chernak, Bill Cooperstock, Gary Fishman, Hank Heiser, Lila Hebner, Vera Hopkins Gordon, Ethan Kadish, Henry Leopold, Manriva Bat Raphael Vachaya, Zoe Marcus, Beth Margolin, Leonard Meiji, Chloe Millard, Larry Miller, Sherry Minlin, Deborah Mursky, Craig Newman, Daniel Richmond, Sylvia Rosen, Laura Roth, Shmuel Ben Rachel, Noni Saint Amand, Maureen Schiffman, Erna Schoen, Sadie Emerson Schwartz, David Schulman, Sonia Sklar, Barbara Snyder, Harriet Stone, Lisa Mendelson Weiner, Paul Wooden, Loretta Ziegelman, the 20,095 American troops who have been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, as well as all the names in our hearts. May God grant them a refuah shlema, complete healing of mind, body, and of spirit.
Those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We continue on page 39. Please rise. Havu godel lelohenu, ut nu chavod la Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Yahalilu et shem Adonai, ki nis gav shemo levado. Let us praise God's name, for it is exalted above all.
Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren li'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Torat Adonai Temima, Meshivat Nafesh, Eight Dut Adonai Ne'emana, Mach-ki-mat Peti. The law of our God is perfect, restoring the soul. The testimony of the eternal is sure, making wise the simple. Bikude Adonai Yesharim, Misamche Lev, Mitzvat Adonai Bara, Me'irat Einayim. The precepts of our God are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the eternal is clear, enlightening the eyes. Yirat Adonai Tehorah, O Medet La'ad, Mishpatei Adonai Emet, Tzadku Yachdav. The presence of our God is pure, enduring forever. The judgments of the Eternal are true and righteous altogether. Ki lekach tov natati lachem, Torati al ta'azovu. Behold, I have given you a good doctrine, my Torah, do not forsake it.
It's chaim hi, lama chazikim ba, v'tom mechea meushar, derachea, derecheinu, v'chol netivotea,
We're just working on some choreography here. Don't mind us. It's all fine. Okay, so Daphne, from the board of directors of Temple Shir Shalom, we have some gifts for you. One, a holiday prayer book that you can use this coming fall. We'll have your name on it that reminds you of this day, but lets you know that you're always a part of our community. Number two, from our brotherhood, a tree has been planted in the Shir Shalom forest in Israel to help create a connection for you and the land of Israel. And number three, your first year's dues membership to Shir Shalom Temple Youth, to our youth group, with the hope that as this is important to you, then it will be just one step in the continuation of who you are as a Jew and continue in high school here at Temple too. So we say Mazel Tov with that. Hand it back to someone. Good job. And now it's the fun time. Here, I'm going to straighten you out for a sec. Okay, good. So, look how easy this was, right? Are you relaxed now? Feeling a little bit better? Okay, cool. Well, the only thing left is for us rabbis to embarrass you. So that's good. Right? Isn't it? Well, the only thing that we can say that really is embarrassing is to talk about who you are, which really shouldn't be embarrassing because it's so special and good. You know, you doing well up here and leading us so with such poise and confidence and feeling so comfortable up here is wonderful and great. But for your rabbis at Cantor, although we help prepare you for that, it's really not about tonight. It's about celebrating, Daphne, who you are and honoring that on a moment like this. And what we see in you is what we want to really celebrate because you're all good. You're all just goodness and kindness and love and sweetness. And, you know, it's moments like this where we say we want more of that in our world. We want to see all of that come out of you and you know, other people to feel that as well in their life. Because you bring that out in us. You can't not be happy when you're around you. You can't not feel good when you're with you. You can't not feel special when you're with you because you just bring out the best in the people around you. You know, you talked about just wanting to make things work and wanting to make our world a better place as a part of your bat mitzvah and helping others. And we always want that to be a part of your life. But in this moment, recognize the good that comes from inside you. That you somehow innately, naturally, especially just have that. And that's really a blessing. It's a blessing, I think, partly because of the people who are behind you, but also because something that is just a gift that you have. So you'll get lots of gifts as a part of your bat mitzvah. But one thing we want you to hear is that you give gifts to us just by being yourself. It's very special, and it's really something that we see as holy. And we love as a part of our world. So, my friend, you bless us. And what we ask on a moment like this is that we ask God to bless you as well.
May God bless you, and may God protect you. Daphne, may God shine upon you and shine through you.
Yis
May God lift you up, giving you the strength to always be you. And most of all, may God bless you with peace. Peace in your heart, peace in your mind, and may you help bring a little more peace into our world. As together we all say, Amen. Great job. Before they sit down, we'll stand up with them and join together in our closing prayers on page 41.
שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
O God, who heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds, give comfort to those who mourn. Give them courage and strength, compassion and kindness, and restore to them a sense of life's goodness. Give them the ability to accept the mystery of life and let them soon know peace. Help them endure that which no one can understand, and let us say, Amen. In this Shabbat, we think of those friends and family who have been taken from us in these most recent days, whose Shiva and Shloshim we mark. Elsie West, Morton Kaplan, Donald Kornspan, Judith Narens, Rebecca Fogel, Andy Fogel, Jan Landsberg, Kenneth Monicati, Harry Friedman, Ronna Gordon, Annette Meskin, Eileen Manko, Herbert Peterson, Stanley Bass, Ted Alpert, Sam Zaks, Sheila Dersham, and the 2,382 Americans in our armed forces lost in Afghanistan and the surrounding areas to date. And to their names we add those whose yahrzeit, those whose anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate. Stuart Edward Allen, Marvin Barkin, Mary Jean Blau, Harry Eisenstein, Frances Irene Goldberg, Dorothy Green, Molly Hessing, Lillian Hollander, Sam Katz, Barbara Ledger Smith, Phyllis Lenhoff, Bess Zaks Lenser, Tilly Linden, George Pantzer, Kay Roshti, Alton Al Rowan, Tilly Sakwa Nussbaum, Charles Seller, Mark Seller, John Henry Shepard, Ruth Volker, Ida Zichholz, Albert Ziff, along with all the names in our hearts and those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. Do we join together in the immortal words of the Mourner's Kaddish as found on page 46 of our prayer books. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'almad v'rach v'ritei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei rabba barach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudusha b'ritchu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn. Comfort to all the bereaved among us here and everywhere. As together we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'ramav. Huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav. Huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos, Rabbi.
So help us with a tradition. Before we conclude our services in just a moment and have a little nasha, oneg, in honor of our bat mitzvah, a moment of tish. A tish is a table in Yiddish, and the rabbis would sit around on Shabbos morning after their Torah study and answer questions about that week's Torah portion. And we have a tradition here at Temple Shir Shalom. Whenever we come together, it's always a chance to study a little more or ask more questions, whatever your questions might be, whether it's a question about Jewish law or lore, whatever it is, we have to answer to the best of our abilities. Yeah, I know. We have no idea what might be said. So, but you can ask anything you want. I do not know the score right now of the Michigan State game, so I can't tell you. I wish I did. That was a big hint. I'm curious. They're up by 8 points when the services started. You should, yes.
Do you keep kosher?
I do not keep kosher. Not strictly kosher, no.
What do you think the kosher laws say to us in 2019, and why is it even worthwhile?
Oh, that's a great question, Rabbi, isn't it?
It is a great question. You know, it's interesting as we look at this. I think it's, even though there are many people that don't keep strict kosher or kosher at all, as we look at it, it's a reminder for us that here's an opportunity for us 3 times a day, 5 times a day, however many times you have a meal and snack, that we think about our Judaism as we're getting ready to eat a meal. So 3 times a day, we'll say we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that we think about who we are and our own identity. And whether you keep kosher or not, it doesn't really matter. It's the idea of like what we're putting into our mouths and what we're eating, that here's a way of reflecting on our tradition and what's been passed down to us as well. So it's a reminder of who we are as a people, even if you don't keep kosher.
And I believe the laws of kashrut were created for a lot of different reasons. And one of them was to separate us as a community, to keep us insulated. And you couldn't break bread with people, you couldn't do business with people if you couldn't break bread with them. And so it was one to keep us sort of contained in that way. And that's not, for me, as relevant, right? Now, I don't eat pork because that was when I was studying, in rabbinical school 29 years ago. One law was that in the Midrash is the evil person is the one with chazir b'shanayim, with pork dripping from their teeth. Back then, I grew up in St. Louis. St. Louis ribs are awesome. My mom raised me on but it stuck with me. And so that was one thing I gave up. Now you could say, well, why just that, right? And for me, it was because that was a sign of who we are as a people. And that's Michael Moskowitz. As a Reform Jew, I believe in learning the laws, understanding them, and making choices for ourselves. So it's not good or bad, right or wrong, whether we keep kosher or not, but it's understanding why. But the idea, what Rabbi said, is that every time I eat, I do say a prayer, I say a motzi, to give thanks for the fact that I actually have food before me. Because I know there are a lot of people who don't have that blessing, and I don't want to ever take that for granted. Matt?
So at the end of the prayers, one of the prayers that we said was what's known as the mourner's Kaddish. Matt asked, why do we say it last? Traditionally, the Kaddishes, there's 5 different Kaddishes that are recited. And so they were used to break up different parts of the service. So a morning prayer, there's a section in the morning of poetry that are read. And after that, there's a reader's Kaddish that's shared. Anytime with the Shema and its blessings, when those are finished as we're getting ready for the Amidah, traditionally there was another Kaddish there. The Reform movement a long time ago said, we don't need all of these Kaddishes. They're repetitive as we're going through. But we kept the last one as the one that we used for mourners to be able to say thanks to God for the gift of one's life. So we have it at the end, and I think it keeps people here for services, so we keep it there at the end. If we said at the beginning, some people might have left already. But it was just the one that we kept in the service.
The way we do our services have 3 components. There's the liturgy, which is the literature of our prayers, the historiturgy, the history within our prayers, and the dramaturgy, the dramatic piece of them as well. And there's a piece of the placement of that, and as Rabbi said, why we have that prayer last is sort of why a lot of us is what brings us together too. And so it's an important piece of that as well. So, well, for us, part of being together is, you want to go to the score? No. Dude, we said Kaddish for your team already, so you really shouldn't bring that up right now. Sorry, Chad's happy about that one. I'm sorry. I know, I was rooting for them, actually. I just didn't expect that at all. So, come here, Daphne. We give thanks for our moments in time together and the joy we celebrate. Let us rise together for our concluding prayer. She's like, what am I doing here? You're standing with us.
We say, Adonai Oz le'amo yitain. May God bless you with strength. Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. May God bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Amen. Good Shabbos.